difficult? What's it been like?
It's been a lot of fun. I mean, to adapt from 5-minute rounds to 12 threes has been different. We've had to adjust some things in preparation, but it's been very enjoyable. It's like everything's refreshed, so we've had a great time. It's been a great training camp, a grueling training camp, multiple fights in the training camp, and we are ready.
What's the process been like in terms of becoming a boxer? Because some people are saying, you know, it might be better for you to not try to actually become a boxer in this short of time, but do what you normally do and just adapt a little bit.
Yeah, I've been lacing up the gloves my whole life. People think I'm a day one novice or something. I'm a multiple weight world champion, multiple weight world champion in multiple organizations. So I've been lacing up the gloves my entire existence. So of course we will come with a different approach than people are used to. We will paint many pictures inside the ring, and that's it.
When you talked about in LA, you mentioned the footwork, and you said doing capoeira and karate and all different things. What impact do you think that has on him when he's standing and expecting the guy moving one way, and then you're kind of doing that stuff?
You said it best. It forces a man to react off of my creation. He is not creating his own setup. It is simply he is reacting. So when you're reacting and not creating, you're in trouble. And then factor in with the punch power and the precision. It's not going to end well for Floyd. And it's not going to end well for all the people who are doubting me and so convinced that this is what it is. And I am just looking forward to post-fight educating the entire world once again what true martial arts is.
You had said at one point when you were talking about fighting him that you were concerned about Bayless as a referee. I think it was your team that was concerned about Bayless, correct?
No, I mean not necessarily concerned. There's no concern. It's just simply his views. He went public on what he thought the fight was. He dismissed it, or like multiple people in the boxing industry. So straight away, he can't be involved in the event. If he has a conflict of interest in it and he is a certain way, you cannot be involved in it. So
I guess my question out of that, Conor, would be then, are you concerned about a boxing-specific referee who may not understand those movements you're doing?
Of course.
And when you're doing that, would say, hey, let's go, fight and try to get you to fight in a more traditional boxing manner?
Everything is legal. Everything is legal that we have been doing here. I mean, we have brought in, I've had a referee present at every single spar. I've had a Hall of Fame referee, Joe Cortez, here in Vegas. I mean, if that doesn't show the boxing community that I'm taking this seriously, taking these rule sets seriously and looking to abide by this, and of course I'm going to play to the rules and I'm going to implement my own stuff, but we are prepared. I mean, you don't have... Go ask Joe what the preparation has been like. You know what I mean? We are prepared here, so...
He's my neighbor, I will.
So it will be unusual to everyone watching and to Floyd, of course, but that's not my problem. So they will study it after it's done.
Conor, what's your response to Paulie leaving camp and what he said about you?
It shows his character, in my opinion. He was looking for an exit. The spars were not good for him. He took a lot of head trauma. Straight after it, we were worried. The sparring partners were actually telling us when he was dropped back to the home that he was stumbling out of the car after the 12-rounder. He was knocked down. He was flattened against the ropes. Multiple times the ropes kept him on his feet. We were worried about him. We thought the worst was after happening. You know what I mean? He was certainly badly concussed. And then he just got out of there and went running. And I don't know. I mean, I don't mind Paulie. He came in. He spoke a hell of a game previous. Very disrespectful to the skill set. Very disrespectful to the discipline. But no matter what a man says, if they show up and try to answer that and try their best, you've got to give respect, and that's what happened. He showed up, he tried his best. It didn't go his way, he got his ass whooped, he got his pride dented, and then he wanted a way out. What better way for a guy like him to exit under a load of questions and mysterious, you know what I mean? So, under a load of questions, so...
What's your response to the way he says you've been treating your sparring partners as far as the house they're staying at?
I think it's ridiculous. I mean, we have multiple houses over here. He can say what he wants. The guy is a mouthpiece. I don't know what else to say. He came in, he got his ass whooped, he got his ego badly dented, and that's it. I mean, we sent the footage of the knockdown. We sent the footage over, and I don't think they are refusing to show it. So he was flattened. What can I say? He got his ass whooped. But I like the guy. He's all right though. He's kind of like a lovable mouthpiece. Do you know what I mean? But he's all right. You know what I mean? So, but it did not go well for him. So,
Well, Conor,
when I was hearing all the stuff he was saying, I was like, it's concussion talk. The man is badly concussed. I mean, look at his face. He was bust up bad. As far as the images that got leaked, let me clear this. I didn't leak no images. The image I leaked and the image I released, the only image I released was the original one where my hands were behind my back. And that was in response to the comment where he said, he went on a big quote, and one of the comments in the quote was, I will beat him with one hand tied behind my back. So I released one picture with me whooping his ass with both hands behind my back. No connecting to the face shots, no him getting slapped around the ring, nothing like that. After the second one, he went on his world tour, or after the first one, he went on his world tour and came back. He got his ass whooped and he got dropped. One of the pictures got leaked. I don't know how it got leaked. When I found out, I pulled it back. Obviously, the internet's the internet. It blew up, and then he had such an ego about it and so much pride, and then he went running. But it worked out perfect for him because he didn't want to show up and go again. He couldn't. It's just it wasn't in him. So that's it. It worked out great for him. He got to exit under a cloud of questions and exactly what a mouth like him wants. So that's that.
Concern he might speak to Floyd?
Sorry?
Any concern he might speak to Floyd?
Let him speak. I'm sure he has. Let him speak. You can't prepare for me. You can't prepare for me. You can't prepare for the movement. You can't prepare for any of it. He can sit here and watch this, and I'm sure he has been watching that. Let him watch. Let him try and study. But you cannot prepare for this. There's nobody in the game that moves like me, that strikes like me, and that has the confidence like me. So let them speak. Let them talk. It's all good.
Can you describe how you're going to take off Floyd? You envision it? You see it?
I'm going to knock him out bad. I mean, he's too small. I know he's fast. I know he's got good reflexes. I know he's experienced. I don't care. I hit you, you fall, and that's it. He will be unconscious. If we go 8 rounds, or if we go 8 ounces, which we are very close to, I believe, there's commission hearings and all, so I'm very pleased about that. He will be unconscious inside 2 rounds. Really 1 round. Only for the 10-second count, I will give him maybe surviving into the second. But if it's not, and it's 10 ounce, maybe 4 rounds. But under 4 ounces, he is certainly unconscious. And that's it.
Just to finish up on that Paulie thing really quick, Chris Van Eerden also made the same comment about you, and both of those guys said it was dirty pull to release. And I know you said you didn't release Paulie, but Chris Van Eerden made that same comment.
They released first. Chris Van Eerden, that guy, shook hands. Such an honour. Really nice guy. I was like, yeah, thanks so much. We had a great training session. I was like, oh, he's a nice guy. And then interviews start getting happening. And then they go on these world tours and, oh, he wouldn't beat nobody in the 147-pound division. And I'm looking at this guy like that. And I'm like, wait, what? What kind of shit is that for him to say? He's just been saying it was an honour, and then there's a mad interview going out. And then I'm like, we had the recordings. I'm like, let me see that. Because I actually hadn't even seen the spar back yet at that stage. It was like straight away when I left the place, it was like interviews and all this. This comes with the territory when I'm at this level, so I get it. But this from a face-to-face respect, and then a disrespect, he can't last and he can't do this. I'm like, what? And I asked to be shown the rounds, went back and looked at the rounds, and I'm watching the boy get his head slapped around. We released like 8 minutes of footage of him getting lit up, and then I don't know what to say. Look, it comes with the territory. At the end of the day, I'm the one in here fighting. I'm the one in here doing it.
But before most...
I don't believe so. If anything, if we're solving it's stubble that's the problem, right? For me, stubble and a bald head. No, they haven't. I mean, if they do, I don't give a fuck about that. I don't think so. But we'll see.
Before most of Mayweather's fights, he has the opponent beaten mentally before they step into the ring. Mm-hmm. Part of the battle for you was always going to be avoiding that. How do you feel you've shaped up in that regard so far?
He keeps talking about under the lights. He keeps saying he looks good in the gym. I look good everywhere. I look good in the gym and I look good under the lights. In fact, I look better under the lights. So I am comfortable in this. This is my life. I have been under this spotlight for a long, long time in these mega events also. So
do you feel you've taken him out of his comfort zone?
Of course I have. You all know. Listen to his words. Look at his demeanour, his energy levels. It's a man that's accepted it. So that's it.
Conor, when you first started fighting, was it your goal to become like a master at self-marketing? Because I believe that we have the 2 best self-marketers in the sport, you and Floyd. How did you go about doing that?
No, it wasn't a goal, let's self-market. I'm being who I am. I'm working hard. I'm scheduling bouts with opponents, and I'm telling them what I'm going to do to them and how I'm going to do it, and then I'm going and doing it. And then the train just kind of rolls with it, and it picks up steam as the predictions keep coming true. And the world, like, I don't know how many times I've shocked the world right now, and I'm going to shock it once again on August 26th. So with that makes me the greatest self-marketer, or whatever you call it. But it's just simply me doing what I'm doing, scheduling bouts, telling them exactly how I'm going to do it, in what round, and then it happens. And then, wow, shock, and then on to the next one. And this one is supposedly the big one. Waiting to see when he falls, how you all write him off after this, and it just he becomes like Aldo. Aldo was him at one stage, then he just becomes nothing, and it's just another day for me. It's just something I'm used to seeing. I'm used to the way people react to me coming into a fight. I don't know how many times they've labelled me a joke. He's a joker. What's this? What way is he moving? What way is he hitting? What way is this? He doesn't stand a chance. And then the poor guy who's in there that faces me has to deal with it. And then he's unconscious. And then on to the next one. And then there's more questions and more doubts. And this will just continue until I call it a day.
When you say they, like, I remember the auto fight. I think it was, maybe slight edge to him, but a lot of people were picking you to win that fight. So, like, who in that fight? I know most people were picking Floyd in this fight, but in that fight, who? We're
talking about a 10-year undefeated run and the only featherweight champion in the world. I know, like I said, it's easy to look past it now because it's done, and Aldo's been slept in 10 seconds. It's actually, it's like your brain can't even realise what way you were thinking before that, because it's just, that was nothing, and then it becomes nothing to everyone.
How big of a deal is his age? You said you watched that workout yesterday and saw fatigue in him.
Yeah, I think his age, I think his size are big factors in it. I mean, maybe not so much the age, but certainly the size.
Because what?
He's too small. He's not going to lie. He's not going to take the shots. You ain't never seen me troubled by no small man like that. And that's how straight you're talking. You can say what you want. Nate was 200 pounds. This man is 150. And if he's not 150, he's out of shape. If he's 154, 155, 156, he's too heavy. He needs to be leaner to be in peak physical condition. 150, I'd say he's in peak. So if he comes in any heavier than that, he's not in peak physical condition. If he comes in at 150, he's in peak physical condition, but he's 150 pounds. I'm going to be 170 plus on the night. I don't know what else to say. It's over before it even begins. Trust me on that.
Yesterday he said that you're weighing 160 right now. Is that correct?
He knows nothing. He thinks he knows. Maybe he's on the phone to Paulie. I don't know, but Paulie also knows nothing. So he can think what he wants.
How much thought do you give to the historic?
If you make the judge's decision that's a victory for you, do you buy into moral victories like that? That just making it to a decision would be a win for you?
I'm going to spark him. I don't care about all that. I'm going to come forward, go at him. He's saying he's going to come at me. I tell you what, right? He said he's going to come at me. I'm telling you all, I'm going to go at him. Let's see who takes a first back step. That'll be the first win or loss in the fight. Who takes a back step first? So you can all sit there ringside and watch it and say, okay, Floyd took a back step first. That's the first defeat of the fight. So there you go. We'll see what happens on the night.
How much thought do you give to the historical aspect of this fight? I know the fight's very close now, but do you think about the position this fight
is history. This is never before been done stuff. Two men at the pinnacle of the game in their both sports. You know what I mean? It's historic, and I mean all the way through from the world tour to the interest, and it's just, I'm just grateful to be a part of it. And there's not a second goes by that I don't sit back and embrace it all. Like that whole world tour, after the press conference over up, I just went back and was looking at the imagery, the video footage, and I was like, you know what, this is stuff that lives on long after I'm gone, and it's just something I'm grateful for.
Did you watch the Ali Inoki fight, or were you aware of it?
Yeah, I watched it, but it was like the build-up. You can't really see much of the build-up. You know what I mean? It's a different time, but the fight was very interesting. Now I believe Ali was kind of set up, didn't realize what he was getting in for, but that was similar, you know what I mean? Although Ali was going for a mixed rules bout, it wasn't him calling Inoki into his game, so respect to Ali on that one, you know what I mean? That shows his character. It was a crazy fight. Inoki sat down, pulled guard is the term we call it, and was crawling across the floor and kicking Ali in the legs. Ali was like back trying to get him up. I was like, there ain't no referee to say get up, or you've got to deal with these problems yourself. Then also, punching downwards to be able to punch downwards, the trajectory to punch down is a skill that you must master. And if you can't keep your balance and throw, people stumble over. And it actually happened at a brief moment in time in the contest. Ali tried to reach down and tried to punch, and he ended up getting swept. And Inoki ended up on top, and the referee separated straight away. If that moment in time was left go for 5 more seconds, 10 more seconds, Inoki would have wrapped around his neck or his arm or a limb, and the whole face of the combat world would have changed right there and then. But the referee separated straight away, and then it just carried on a kicking on the floor contest, and it was kind of just got weird after that. But I don't know, it was interesting, and this is similar to that, only I'm crossing into the boxing game. He's not coming into a mixed rules bout. Now, he is talking about it afterwards. I don't believe him, but we'll see. So I'm very excited that it's me that has to come out and test myself rather than him trying to test himself.
Conor, how important are the Irish fans that are going to be coming over? The last couple of fights in Vegas have been huge. This is his hometown. But August last year, in the middle of the summer, the Irish took over Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Exactly the same this time.
100%. We roll in and you know about it. So I don't think you can prepare for the Irish invasion until you're bang in the middle of it and you're like, what's actually going on here? So it'll be an interesting mix of cultures and people that will be floating around Las Vegas. I'm interested to see how it plays out, but it's going to be one hell of a historic event for people around the world and the city of Las Vegas. So we're very excited.
Conor, why are you guys trying to get the glove size changed from 10 to 8? Why is that? Floyd kind of made it seem like he was trying to give you an advantage. Like, here, have
Yeah, I mean that's why. I mean, he was like, it was a complaint. No Mexican made gloves. No gloves made out of horsehair. Must be 10 ounce. The weight must be 154, so the gloves are 10 ounce. These are all little stipulations that were behind closed doors were going on. So I couldn't wear Mexican. I didn't even know the difference. I didn't know. And then I got Mexican gloves, I got horsehair gloves, and I got the regular glove, and I just kind of felt the difference. I started to understand why. You know what I mean? Some of them are a puncher's glove, and some of them are more of a protective glove. So these were all things that were in the stipulation, and I was like, I don't really care. And then I let that be known publicly. I think it bothered him a little bit. He thought his manhood was being in question. And then he's like pushing for the 8 ounce. Great, I'm ready. I fight, like I said, I fight in 4 ounce. So, whatever. It looks like it's going to happen. So.
Does it say anything about the sport of boxing? If you go into his world and you beat that world champion as a world champion MMA artist, you go into that world and beat him?
Like I said, I've been boxing my whole life. I've been doing this my whole life. So they think it's like, oh, it's over for boxing. No, it's just a weird mentality they have. It's just like, I don't know. It's a fight between two skilled athletes, two skilled fighters, and that's it. One will win, one will lose, and the world will carry on.
You said that if Inoki had beat Ali, that could have changed the face of boxing. Do you think there's a similar thing to you made here?
You see, that was in a mixed rules contest. This is more. It's hard for me to kind of say. I don't know, but I love the sport of boxing. Boxing has been dear to my heart my whole entire life. So I will contend in boxing bouts going forward, and I will contend in mixed martial arts bouts going forward. I will rule both with an iron fist, and that's where my mindset is. So,
are you interested in promoting other boxers with your promotional company, McGregor Sports and Entertainment?
We'll see where it goes. I mean, the future looks bright.
You're viewing this as more than a one-off, then. You intend to continue competing in boxing.
I will certainly contend in both sports. Yes, I mean.
Conor, is victorious on August 26th?
Can we let him answer?
Just finish your thought. I mean, I could say, hey, you're afraid of a real fight, motherfucker. Get over here. If you want to fight me, fight this. But I will have fun. I mean, I like it over this side. It's good. The build-up is good. The preparation is good. I love the sport of boxing. I love the sport of mixed martial arts. I just love fighting. So wherever there's a fight, you'll see me. And if I'm not actually preparing for a fight somewhere on planet Earth, I'm fighting somebody. So that's just the way I have always been.
Who, historical fighters, who have you enjoyed watching?
Roy Jones. I like Roy Jones a lot. I've been a big fan of him. Muhammad Ali, of course. There's been a lot throughout history. I mean, Floyd has been good. I mean, Floyd gets a lot of stick, in my opinion, for his style. And I remember way back when he was preparing to face Hatton, people were ridiculing how he hit the pads. Do you remember that? Mm-hmm. People used to ridicule how he hit the pads. That's not the way you hit pads. And then all of a sudden, when his career goes and he does what he does, now all of a sudden everyone's mimicking his approach. And it's kind of similar to me right now. They're mimicking how I move, how I approach the game. And then I go and do what I do, and then all of a sudden they mimic me. So there's been many great boxers. Prince Nassim Hamid is another one I'm a big fan of. Currently today, I like Rigondeaux. I'm a big Rigondeaux fan. I like Lomachenko as well. I think them two should compete.
Because they made him an offer.
I just think I don't understand why Lomachenko isn't engaging in it at all. There hasn't been one mention of his name, and that kind of is in the last fight he was good. He had some glimpses of what he does. I thought he was a little bit, his energy wasn't right. It was like he almost didn't really want to be there at moments in the fight, I felt. I think he's got to go and make that. That's the fight that's got to happen. Boxing's a crazy game. There's so much in play. Yeah, please. There's so much in play in the boxing game, but it's a great game. Like I said, it's a great game. Who else is in today's game? Canelo and Golovkin. I'm not really too much of a fan of either of those. I think Canelo's a little bit stuck, a little bit flat on his feet. When I watch footage of him, I see him just getting peppered and he has no feet under him. Golovkin, I think, came into camp for this preparation badly out of shape. I'm looking at him badly out of shape up in Big Bear, and I just see a drained individual. So, although they're supposedly up there as well, I don't really think they are. But I like the lighter guys. Lomachenko and Rigondeaux is a fight that I'm eager to see. Floyd's young kid, Gervonta, is okay. He's good as well. Good, strong kid. Maybe one or two more fights I'd like to see him in the mix there. There's some great, exciting guys, but historically, Ali, Roy Jones, Prince Nassim, Big Showman, Eubank. I like Chris Eubank.
Senior or junior?
Senior. Junior's not bad. Junior's good as well. Junior's got some good work rate, and he's a confident young man. He follows in his father's footsteps. I always liked Eubank. He was an unusual character. He moved in certain ways, almost cat-like, and then he'd good solid power in his shots. Irish boxers, Bernard Dunn. I was a big Bernard Dunn fan. He brought boxing back in Ireland. Bigged it up. These are the boxers that I've been watching the boxing game.
John Duddy, were you a fan of his?
I didn't really see too much of him. Now he used to fight in New York, right?
Yeah.
I didn't really catch too much of him, but there's been many great boxers. I've been watching every form of combat, from taekwondo, from karate to boxing to Brazilian jiu-jitsu to freestyle wrestling. I love combat sport, and that's it. I'm grateful that I get now to fight in a different sport and a sport that's been very close to my heart my whole life. And I look forward to going out and showing what I have and showing what I've been preparing.
The people who follow boxing and they watch MMA and they're not MMA fans, they look at you guys throwing those overhand shots and they say a boxer wouldn't get hit with that. So you've been in both sports.
There's many rookies in the mixed martial arts game from a boxing standpoint. There's many rookies in the mixed martial arts game from a kicking standpoint. There's many rookies in the mixed martial arts game from all disciplines, because there's so many disciplines. But you best believe if you see a guy and he's moving like this and he can't box or has no rhythm or flow, you best believe if he gets a hold of you, he's skilled in other areas that can beat you in seconds. So that's the beautiful thing about the mixed martial arts game. There's so many ways to win a fight, and you've got to respect all styles of fighting, because there's a time and a place for every single style. It's just about implementing it at the correct time. So I don't think you can compare me to the mixed martial arts boxing that everyone thinks this is, and I think that's where they might have made an error in this selection. They might have thought this is just an MMA guy, and they've seen MMA guys come through the gym and spar. Like I said, I've been boxing a long time. They all try and close the distance. They all try and get a hold of me. They try and always close the gap. And make no mistake, Floyd is going to try and close that gap as well, because that's all he can do. He's going to try and close that gap and pray that I fatigue, pray that the movement stops, and he can get a hold of it. But it's going to be too late by the time he even has a moment to do that. His brain is already going to be shook. His money is already going to be took. And his name is already going to be in the Undertaker's book. That's a Joe Frazier quote. So this is what I've been dealing with my whole life. They come, they try and do what they're trying to do, but it's too late by the time they try and do it. So that's it.
Did you see Lomachenko reach out to you on Twitter?
Yeah, he's a 120. What's the weight? 120?
130.
130, southpaw. He's not applicable to this camp, so that's it. So I don't know what that was about. I mean, he was cut and banged up from the last fight, just a little promotional thing, I think. And that's why I'm like, hey, sign that Rigo fight. Get on that if you want the big money. I mean, what did he get? What was his money?
$750.
Do you know what I mean? Like, what? He's supposedly one of the pound for pound guys right now. I mean, you need to start making these fights and putting yourself out there, not tweeting something when you know you're never going to be brought in here at 130 pounds on a southpaw when I'm facing an orthodox.
Conor, you did the Ali shuffle a lot today.
So I'll give this lady a go.
Conor, you've come really far in life. Does it ever trip you out to kind of think of how life was to how life is now?
Of course, I mean, every day I wake up and I pinch myself. Like I said, I've come from shows where I'm fighting in front of 100 people, and 70 of those people are family and friends of the people that are fighting on the card. That's where I come from, and that was 4.5 years ago. So I've come a long way, and it's been one hell of a journey, and I always take a step out of it for just half a second, look around, be grateful for it, get back in and carry moving on forward.
Was this fight part of the plan? Who are maybe where you were at one point and have a big dream but don't think that it's possible. What do you have to say to those people?
Keep believing in your ability. Keep showing up and working hard. Look around everyone that's with you right now and celebrate them. Don't look around everyone that's with you right now and be like, I've got to go somewhere else. Because that's the mindset with a lot of fighters, I feel. They're always like, I've got to go here to get this training, or where I'm at is not good enough. Where I currently reside is not good enough. I've got to move to America. I've got to move here. I've got to do this, do that. And what that is, it's just from me looking at that, it's just a sign of a weak-minded fighter. You've got to put your feet down and believe what you're training and grow as a team, as a unit. It's exactly what I have done with my team. I haven't brought nobody outside in. No, but let's say I reach out to one of these boxing guys. It's like they don't want me to win anyway, and it's like it's just a different energy. The only thing I wanted to brought in was people ready to fight. People that come in here, let's fight. And my team stays my team. It's been the same thing. Of course, it's a different discipline now, but fighting is fighting, and we are true masters at fighting. That's it. We are a different breed when it comes to fighting. We understand it clearer and more precise than anyone on planet Earth. And that's my belief, and that's the belief that young fighters should have in their hometown coaches and their hometown people and their roots. And that is the secret to success. You celebrate your surroundings and you will succeed. You don't, and you run away. You're not only are you running away from your team and your people, but you're actually running away from yourself. And you're just another guy in another guy's gym. Do you know what I'm saying? You're not the guy in that gym. You're just a tour. You know what I mean? You're just a tourist.
Kind of Pacquiao called you out. Canelo called you out. Mikey Garcia wants to fight you. Who would you want to fight in boxing? I mean, you're facing Floyd now, but if you could line up some fights.
None of them really. I mean, Pacquiao wouldn't be a bad one because he has a name. Look what happened with him in that last fight. He got mauled. He got absolutely mauled in that fight. People were caught crying. It was like big robbery. I didn't see no robbery in that fight. I saw a man that just got mauled in a fight. So none of those names interest me at this present time. Like I said, I'm facing the god of boxing at the moment. This is supposedly the god of boxing, and he could have stayed the god. He could have rode off 49-0. Instead, now I am here, and now I am the god of boxing. So that's where I'm happy where I'm at right now. We'll see what happens after. We'll see how current fights take place. Then also I've got multiple world titles that I must defend back in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Options are a beautiful thing in the fight game, and boy do I have many. I have a queue of people, so I just tell them, get in the queue, and we'll see.
The Ali shuffle today multiple times. Can we expect you to do that on Fight Night?
I'm certainly going to be flowing. I'm going to be moving in there, 100%.
Conor, there was a time that you and John drifted very slightly apart. You spoke about that.
My coach?
Yeah. How significant was sort of repairing that relationship and getting things back on
We
track?
never, not necessarily drifted. It was just like when the Aldo fight happened, then I just kind of became me. You know what I mean? I just had I was like above showing up and above certain things, and it came back and bit me in the ass. And then from both areas, he had so much stuff going on in his games, book, TV shows, and I had so much, and we just became two entities in ourselves, and it left the student coach thing left, but we since mended that long ago for the DS2 rematch. The Alvarez fight was amazing. This preparation has been very unique also. John has been in the ring with me. We've been sparring in this camp, working out some certain situations that people will be very shocked with when they see it take place. And it's been a great training camp. And not just John, my other coach, Owen Roddy, my coach and training partner, we came in sparring. We used to spar back in the day. He was a great fighter himself. Now he coaches and he holds paddles, and it's more like a training partner relationship. And you know, then I've got my cardiovascular trainer, the Dr. Julian Dalby. He's a former cyclist. He comes in and he's been instrumental in in building the gas tank as well. You know, we made so many errors in the Diaz 1 fight that we corrected for the Diaz 2 fight, and then we came up with the program, the McGregor Fast Conditioning Program, and I've seen mad gains in my performance, in my fitness, and also my ability to keep going. Usually what used to happen to me was I'd show up and I'd just run into a brick wall. I'd train my ass off 10-hour days. Like, I'm talking 10-hour days. I'd show up to the gym with Tupperware and cutlery, and I'd stay there the whole day. And it was like, I'm never truly actually training. I'm never on or I'm off. I'm just kind of like a buzzing light. That's what we say. The light's never on or off. It's just buzz. So, and eventually you just run into a brick wall. Your body drains, and then you become overtrained. You get sick, and that's what happened in the Diaz 1 fight. I got badly sick 10 days before that fight. I didn't say nothing about that. I just kept it to myself. But I was badly sick on antibiotics and all because I trained so hard for it, and I ran myself into a brick wall. But all these things have been corrected, so I've been able to, rather than before where I go vroom and hit a brick wall and then go back down, I've been able to just kind of slowly, steady rise up, and that's since the Diaz 1 loss, and up until now we've continued that.
Did you ever think about like aligning with someone like Freddie Roach or Abel Sanchez or one of those boxing trainers just to have that voice in your ear during this? Or do you want to be the unique Conor McGregor?
No, it's not that I'm above that. Of course we take in what people are saying and we listen to certain things, but from how people perceive the fight and their words that they use about the fight, there's an energy, and some people are coming in just for a name or just to be a part of it for their own, not to actually be a part to go and do it. So there was some people we were considering, but at the end of the day, for me in this camp, I just want people that were lacing them up, sticking the gum shield in and fighting. The referee for me was critical in bringing in. And the ring, the correct ring size, the correct canvas. But the referee was critical because we must understand the rules. We must understand how long the referee gives us in the clinch, what things get flagged, and certain things like this. So that was the route we went, and it's been great. There's been no outside interference. There's been no crazy energy in it. It's just been the same as it always been. My team, and we've been focusing, and everyone, because it's so different, everyone's has a lease of life that we're doing something new. And everyone's doubting us. Everyone's writing us off, and that's motivating and energizing, and that's what we have experienced in this camp.
Conor, how has fatherhood changed you as a fighter? Just a little bit to right thing back. How has fatherhood changed you as a fighter and a man, especially heading in this bout?
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly. I am in awe of my little son. I am in awe.
Where can I go?
Yeah, he's okay. No, it's all right. I'm good. I'm doing it for a bit. I am in awe of my little son. Honestly, like, I'm looking at him and I'm like. The other day we were comparing pictures side by side of when I was that age and he was that age, and we're like identical. And I'm like, yes, because we're like, he's gonna look exactly like me, and he has my name, and he's carrying my, it's a legacy. So I'm just in awe of my little man. As far as how it's made me as a fighter, it certainly made me more focused, more disciplined. I must be disciplined. I can't slack off. I can't float around and do what I used to do. I must train, recover, go home, look after my boy. Rest, train again, and it just keeps life more structured for me. So it's actually helped me as a fighter and as a man with business and with training. Everything is more structured, and that's the way it should be. That's the key to get to the high level. You must have structure. So it's been eye-opening and amazing, and he's only 3 months. So that, there's so much good times ahead. So we're very, very happy, very proud, myself and Dee. And life is good. Life is so good.
Conor,
two more questions.
Floyd told us yesterday that he could see the confidence in your eyes during the tour. Where does all that confidence come from?
My confidence comes from my work ethic. That's it. I know the work I'm putting in. Like, I will be back here. It's now 7:20. I will be back here at about 11:30, which is 6.5 hours post the previous workout. You must take 6 hours. You must take a minimum of 6 hours to replenish the glycogen levels. You can't train 5 because the glycogen levels don't restore. It must be a minimum of 6. So we'll be back here about 11:30 tonight. We'll do a second workout, and we're preparing correct, and we're preparing hard. That is where my confidence comes from. My confidence comes from hard work, and that's it. So Floyd is correct. I am a confident young man. That, with the fact that if I really wanted to, it wouldn't take me very long to dismantle him, limb from limb. So that is also an added bonus for me that maybe previous boxers that went against him couldn't have, because they have no other skill set that could dismantle him. They just know how to box, and they cannot beat him with boxing. So that's it. Me, I can beat him in many ways. I will beat him with boxing, but I can also beat him many other ways as well. So that's where my confidence. What he has been saying recently is, "Oh, you look good in the gym. Wait until the lights." He's been on one side and I've been on the other side, and we've been just going like this. So he's witnessing a man who's experienced this already. So.
Speaking of that, then this promotion with the pay-per-view, the closed circuit, the ticket sales, the merchandise, food, beverage, all that. Who's winning the promotion, and the value of that of this promotion?
Who's winning the promotion?
Yeah.
If it ain't for me, what's going on? If it ain't me scheduling full-on fights in the gym for you all to talk about and debate, or my skill set and my approach, it's just Floyd in a roller disco, or it's just Floyd at the bleeding Gucci store. You know what I mean? I'm the one that's bringing this all the way home. I'm the one that, all on them world tours, who went viral? I went viral multiple times in that world tour. The fuck you suit, the mink coat, the money. Even he tried to throw the money on, and it was like, I went viral because the money, it was like it was raining money above me. So, it was, it's been all me, and that's it. And I will collect every single dot of this. I am in on everything: the food, beverage, the gate, the pay-per-view, the whole lot. When this fight is done, I will sit back, I will collect my show money, and then I'll go start counting everything else and getting into that 100 million range and taking what I'm owed. And then we will see what's next after that.
Do you break the records?
100%. Of course it will. It will break all records, gate and pay-per-view.
You've been branded in the media as entertaining, whereas Floyd's been branded as arrogant. Why do you think that is when you guys have pretty similar personas?
It depends what media you're listening to. I've been called arrogant as well. I've been lambasted multiple times by the media, and as has he. This is just the nature of the business. I think we've both received it, good and bad, at an equal rate. So that's it. We are going to go in and we are going to fight, and we'll see who the better man is on the night.